Good morning, dance teachers. I hope you've had a fantastic week. Welcome to week number 3 of our Dance Studio Reset. I must apologise today because I am not live this morning. I had a prior engagement on the Thursday, but I didn't want to let you guys down and wanted to be here at 10:30. So I've scheduled this in so that I can still be with you guys this morning. So what I wanted to talk about today was connection. I think the thing that your students will be missing most at the moment, and also that we're missing most as teachers, is connection. And being on Zoom is all good and well, and it's brilliant just to fill the gap for now because we're desperately missing our students and we want to keep going, but it doesn't have quite the same atmosphere as physically doing the class with their peers, and they don't quite get the same personal reward as they do when they're not physically present in class. Like us, we're not getting the same physical reward from our pupils as we would if they were there. And so I've put together just 5 things that you can do to try and keep that connection going and help you keep on top of their well-being. So number 1 is take the time at the start of class to ask them for one word that describes their day, their mood, or even something that they've achieved this week. Giving them this opportunity will make them feel valued, and it will make them feel listened and remembered. So number 2 is include them in class planning. Could they pick a song as a warm-up or a cool down? And could they take it in turns to choose their favourite exercise each week if you're following a set syllabus? Or perhaps your seniors could lead 2 bars of a warm-up each. Obviously you'd need to supervise this and give them some ideas of what would be suitable and check it first, but they'd love to be involved, and it would just make it really fun. So number 3 is make it as fun and interactive as possible. Although we are so desperate and worried about keeping our dancers' technique, strength and flexibility going, but right now we just need to keep their passion for dance burning and alive. So be sure to have fun dance games. You could have dance bingo, perhaps do a terminology quiz if you're studying ballet, a dress-up week, and maybe even daily challenges on your Instagram or Facebook would just keep the excitement going. The more you can keep a love for dance going and alive, the more excited they will be to return to the studio and get ready to work hard on technique again. So number 4, take the time to watch them in smaller groups and give good constructive feedback to individuals, even more so than you would in class. And this is really important because without that feeling of being in class, it's very easy for them to feel not watched or seen on Zoom, and they can't physically see you making eye contact with them like they would in class. So be sure to do stuff in groups and give individual feedback. This will make them feel so much more included and make them work twice as hard, as they'll have that feeling of their peers watching them. I promise you they'll work super hard. But number 5, so the final tip for getting that connection, is get some positive affirmations or a school mantra going. At my school, we get the kids singing out our mantra and they love it, especially the little ones. But when you speak something, it gives the cognitive side of the brain going, it gets it going. But when you sing something, it gets the right and the left side of the brain going. So it gets the creative side of the brain going as well. So not only will it lift your pupils' spirits and get them focused, also get their creative juices singing. Ours absolutely love singing it, and they, really gets them awake and lively and ready and pumped for the class. And ours, it's simple, it's 3 words. I am bold, I'm brave, I'm strong. It doesn't have to be anything confusing or fussy, or, just something positive to get them pumped and ready for class and feeling super positive. So hopefully that's giving you some tips on connection. But now I'd like to talk about keeping your name out there. And many dance schools I've noticed seem to have paused their advertising efforts during lockdown, which is such a shame. And I know sometimes this is linked towards finances, but you don't have to spend a ton of money to keep advertising. And personally, I feel it's the perfect opportunity for you to continue to tell your community about your amazing dance school. The children's activity sector is usually really saturated. At the moment it won't be, because as I've already said, lots of dance schools and other activities have ceased doing their advertising. So it's a really good opportunity to get your dance school at the forefront of people's minds. People might not yet be ready to get back to activities, and that's absolutely fine. But if they are consistently seeing your name crop up when they are ready after lockdown, guess whose studio name is going to be top of their mind? Yours. So the leading studio of today can really quickly become extinct tomorrow, and that's something I want you to think about. So you might be the studio on everyone's lips today, your competitor might be, but tomorrow you can easily become extinct if you don't keep that keep consistently getting your name out there. And it's kind of just like, if you think about out of sight, out of mind, and on average a person needs to see something between 5 and 12 times before they decide to take action. And so a good rule of thumb really is to take that on an average of 7 times as a minimum, that someone needs to see something before committing to buying or signing up. So if you're putting yourself out in Facebook groups, Facebook ads, you know, somebody needs to see you 7 times before they'll make that commitment. And that is why big brands such as Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Pampers, McDonald's still continue to advertise despite being huge global companies which turn over billions. They want us to be at the forefront of their mind, and that's how they continue their success, is because they're constantly putting themselves out there so we can see them and be reminded of them, so we keep buying. Now, it doesn't always have to be some sort of glossy advertisement in a local magazine or an expensive Facebook ad that will keep you at the forefront of people's minds. There's other things you can do to keep yourself in people's minds. And parents aren't quite looking for dance classes, perhaps. You know, perhaps their little one's too young. It might be they might just have a baby at the moment, or perhaps they're just not ready for dance classes at the moment. But there's other ways that you can serve them and get your name on their lips. Sometimes it can be a blog or a downloadable guide. For example, you could do 10 ways to get your toddler eating their veg. Now, you're probably thinking I'm crackers right now, because that is not in the slightest dance related. And I know that. But when parents aren't ready to look for dance classes and you're giving them some value and they're seeing your name, that name has then gone to their brain. When they are then ready to look for dance classes, they're not going to randomly search for dance classes on Google. They will remember that awesome dance school that cared about their kids' nutrition and gave them some fab ideas to get creative with meal times when they were really struggling to get their child to eat anything but chicken nuggets and chips. So just think outside the box, guys. How can you get your name out there? For example, this week I've asked one of my lovely team members, one of my teachers, to write a blog about 5 top tips for TikTok safety, and we've emailed it out to the local primary schools. I popped it on all the local Facebook selling sites, and hopefully anybody will just think, wow, you know, that dance school really cares about the safety of children. What a great place to send my child when I'm looking for dance classes. So I'd love to hear your ideas. Please pop them in the comments below. Hopefully this has been of some help this week. Sorry again, I couldn't be live. I'll be back live next week. But stay safe, everyone. Next week's our week number 4 of the Dance Studio Reset. I can't wait to see you again then. Stay safe and see you all soon. Bye-bye.